Hey, what's going on, guys? And welcome to the first ever DIN Transmissions Live. So, if you guys haven't been seeing the community tab or like following me over on Instagram, essentially what that's going to be is a weekly live that I just come on and talk about Star Wars, different Star Wars topics. Like today, we're going to be talking about Star Wars Outlaws. It's not always going to be about Star Wars news. Sometimes it'll be lore. Maybe sometimes it'll be art. Maybe sometimes it'll just be me giving my opinion on a specific topic. But kind of filling the gap we just got done doing the Acolyte, all the roundtables. Definitely go check that out and watch parties. And then I think the next thing we got is Skeleton Crew when it comes to like shows and movies. So I know we have Bounty Hunters and Outlaws coming, but I don't, as far as like other content, not too much. So I kind of want to give the community something to, we can all join every Thursday at 7:30 and just hang out and chat and have a good time. So with that, we're kind of going to get into Star Wars Outlaws. Now, I haven't really covered that a lot on my channel, and video games is something that I think Star Wars video games is something definitely that I get into more so than anything else. I mean, I'm a video game designer by trade, so I love video games, you know. So it's something that I've kind of been 50-50 on. Typically, if I don't like something in Star Wars, I typically don't talk about it. But with Outlaws, it's kind of like a little bit of like 50-50 because like from what I've seen, a lot of the gameplay looks kind of cool, and it looks like it's an interesting topic. But some of the stuff that Ubisoft is doing, I'm not necessarily crazy about, which we'll also get into. But I think it was about a week and a half ago, Star Wars Outlaws released like a 10-minute like if I can talk, exclusive gameplay trailer. And I kind of want to sit down with you guys and watch that and give my thoughts on it, and then we can also talk and stuff like that. So let's just get kind of right into it. Let me throw up the screen here. Hopefully that screen's fine enough for you guys to see on your end. Let me maximize the screen. And yeah, I'm probably going to be pausing. I don't know if this is going to be, because I'm reacting to it, so I don't know how the copyright's going to work or if it's even going to matter because I don't have monetization. So we'll see. But yeah, let's get right into it and watch it. It's about 10 minutes, so I'll probably stop it, like I said, here and there and just give my thoughts on it. Oh, hey, what's up, Charlie? See you popping in the chat. Thank you for showing up and hanging out with us today. But yeah, let's get right into it. Hopefully the screen's big enough for you guys and the audio is coming in clear. I wanted to do it to where I might make it a little bit bigger actually. Here, let me do that for you guys. This will be like the test. Oh, I'm moving myself. That's not what I want. I want to move the screen. Make the screen a little bit bigger. Giving myself enough room to, you can see me and also you can see the screen itself. So let's just get right into it. This is going to cut straight to the mission. I don't really know what they're doing. I think they said something about like earlier, because it's about 30 seconds in, that she's going into like a Sarlacc pit or something like that to get a tooth or something like that. So let's see what we got. Sound is good. All right, appreciate you, JT. Also, hello there. Sebulba.
Hey, I heard you could put a turret on my ship. I'm sorry?
She said she'll put a turret anywhere if you give her a tooth. Forgive the intrusion, but I sensed you needed an interpreter.
Oh, thanks, but I'm not giving her a tooth.
No, not your tooth. A Sarlacc tooth. One from its second mouth.
Second mouth. Oh, you won't take credits?
She says if you won't pay for breakfast, you can eat sand for free. A Jawa proverb.
Dang.
No.
Can eat sand for free. No, I mean, I like the stopping it right here, just right off the bat. Hey, Stanley's, what's going on, man? So we're just watching it right now. It doesn't come out to the 30th, but I wanted to kind of give my thoughts on Star Wars Outlaws as the first like Din's transmission episode. Kind of sitting here talking about Outlaws and all the stuff and the controversy and the good, the bad, the ugly with what's going on with it. But right off the bat, man, I mean, it does have AAA quality, like level of like graphics and like environment world building. Um, I'm blanking on her name off the top of my head. What am I at? I'm at 1 minute and 42 seconds. I'm gonna go back because it shows her. I don't know her face and her. I can see what people are saying. Like it kind of looks a little rough. Not that she looks like bad or anything like that. I think that just the sculpt maybe could have been better, but that doesn't. I don't know. That doesn't really break it for me. Because this, I think this is like a. From what I heard, like loosely on people talking about it, this is like pre-alpha footage, so it's gonna be even better once the game comes out. K-Vest, thank you, K-Vest. But no, I'm liking the world. I like that you kind of have to do these little like side quests to like upgrade your ship. So it's looking like the Jawa wants a tooth, kind of like similar in Mando, how like the Jawas want the eggs of the Mudhorn to eat. So kind of playing off that kind of vibe. I like that. So and it's kind of cool. You get to upgrade your ship by doing a cool side mission.
It better be good.
Choop choop.
You have a deal? How exciting. You know, this reminds me of my time negotiating with the Trade Federal.
The Trade Federation.
Hey, MD, you know where I can get a Sarlacc tooth?
Sarlacc.
And you need to find its pit.
He's like
Find
Sarlacc.
Stark Dune Sea.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the world.
What is that?
Real quick, I'm interested to see how the world, like, being able to, like, how much of Tatooine you can actually traverse. Because from what I'm hearing, the speeder is going to be like one of your main modes of transportation, kind of going around these worlds. So, you can see kind of in the background here. I don't know if you can see my mouse on the screen; it might not pop up. But off in the horizon, you can see that there's like obviously like some sort of like dust cloud or something like that, to where you can't just go endlessly. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what we get. Got her. I'm trying to look at this UI right now. We got Nyx on the left. It looks like a pouch, maybe like your inventory or something like that. I'm guessing where it says X and it has like the little power up thing. I'm guessing that's going to be like your boost, kind of like Fast and the Furious style. And then maybe you're probably going to be able to use your gun and stuff like that too, so.
Stay sharp, Kay. A pristine Sarlacc tooth is worth a lot on the black market.
That's a lot. That's a lot of sand. We can walk on, I guess. Yeah. If you want to walk, I guess. That seems like it'd be a nightmare. Dang, those are some big old birds. You see that shadow? Look at that. Giant birds. I think a lot, so much that people were complaining a bit of how long traveling on the speeder takes. Yeah, because isn't it supposed to be like it's done by Ubisoft, who makes like Assassin's Creed, and I think they said it was going to be like twice the size of like Odyssey or something like that, or I can't remember. I've kind of fallen off with Assassin's Creed games. They haven't really gone in the direction I would have taken them, but it was. I think they said that it was going to be even bigger than that, and that map's like huge. So I don't know, but yeah, I don't imagine you're probably going to want to walk anywhere unless it's like within a city or something like that. Because like if you're going out in the Dune Sea, like trying to walk from one end of the map to the other is wild. I want to say they said earlier on that like it takes about 5 minutes to traverse like one end of Tatooine to the other end on the speeder. I don't know if that's fully upgraded, because I know there's going to be an upgrade system with the speeder to where your speeder probably starts out slow and then it gets faster as time goes on. So I don't know if that's with like it like basically pimped out to the max, or if it's gonna be like just your standard speeder. It'll get you there in 5 minutes, but we shall see. I guess we shall see. I do like that they're like kind of like mining a dead Sarlacc or scavenging it. Kind of reminds me of like the Kenobi show when they're like basically taking the meat off that giant creature in the middle of the desert. Kind of giving me similar vibes to that. Oh, bro, she's gonna slide down that?
We're going in next.
Ooh, sketch. You just
Okay, that's
slide down the mountain into a
Good,
Sarlacc mouth.
buddy?
Hard pass, bro. Hard pass. Dude, another wall squeeze. How many AAA games are we gonna get that have the wall squeeze?
Leathery.
I get why they do it. It's to transition into like the next part of the map, so the next part of the map can load and it gives it time. But I don't know. After seeing it 100 times in every AAA game, kind of gets old.
Arrived at the ship.
Did they bring a turret?
They did. They have yet to confirm that it works.
Okay, well, you keep an eye on that. I've got to find a way down to the bottom of this pit.
Okay, so we got grappling hook mechanic, like in Jedi Survivor. Looks like we're gonna have different. We're gonna have like a stun. I see Z's down below, and then like Y is gonna be like your dead eye, kind of like in Red Dead Redemption. Dude, could you imagine how horrifying this would be in like real life? Like spelunking a dead creature in the middle of the desert, like middle of nowhere.
Well, that worked.
Yeah, see, so she's changing the different ammo types. Nom nom Sarlacc meat. It's probably not good, if I had to guess. I wouldn't imagine Sarlacc meat is tasty. Especially with all the acid. Okay, so I don't know if you guys caught that. So, Nyx did like a little like...
What do you see?
Predator instinct or something like that. So that's kind of going to be like, if you're familiar with Assassin's Creed, like your eagle eye, where it shows you all like the things you can collect or enemies or anything like that. So that's cool. He kind of has like a spider sense. I feel like that's pretty common in most games too. I think Assassin's Creed may have been like one of the first to do it, like back in the day, and everything's kind of followed since then. Imagine messing up in the game. The enemy captures you and takes you to die in the Dune Sea, forcing you to walk. LOL. That'd be, dude. Honestly, that'd be kind of cool though. I know there's like a wanted level, kind of like in Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption or any of those type of games. And that would be kind of cool if you were almost like a Jabba's palace situation from Return of the Jedi, where you're gonna be taken out to be executed, and maybe like you get a chance to like save yourself or something like that. Like that'd be pretty interesting. Forced Unleash flashbacks to Felucia. Oh yeah, true with the Sarlacc area. Kind of very reminiscent of that for sure.
Phew, the tooth, finally.
How is the screen size
Sorry,
for you
Barry.
guys too?
I need
I'm
the
trying to
both of
make
you.
it kind of balance where it's me and the screen that you're watching.
What's your status?
Is it too small?
I found a
Can you
tooth.
see it?
Now
You guys
I
watching it
just need
good?
to get out of this pit. Why? You worried about me?
About you? No. Hurry, please.
He's like nervous about the Jawas. A thermal detonator? Yeah, you wouldn't be walking away from that. The thing would launch you. Oh, love that. Well, get a, not for free. Not for free, baby. No free ads. Alright, we're back. Not getting free ads on my watch. Picture's fine? Okay, cool.
Hey, come back here. That's my
Ooh, is that like a Nikto speeder bike ganger? Ganger!
Wait.
Little stealth, okay.
All right, Nix. Go get him. Someone nearby?
See, and this is one thing I'm gonna keep pausing and talking about it, like kind of throughout. But this is one thing that I hope that they do. There's gonna be obviously different difficulties, and I really hope the scaling is that when you're playing on like maybe on easy, it's like hey whatever, the bots are just running around mindless and stuff like that. But I feel like as a scoundrel, you kind of have to like sneak, and because you're kind of like a one-man army. Like even I feel like it would be tough to fight a whole entire syndicate like by yourself. Like that's kind of, I feel like that's not really the whole point of the game. It's kind of to sneak in, grab what you need, sneak out. You're like, you're smuggler, you're covert, you know. So if they do harder difficulties, like I hope they make it like near impossible for you to like get through something just guns blazing. Like maybe in the earlier difficulties you can just go in and shoot everybody and kill everybody, but like some of the harder like hard or I don't know how many they'll have, but hopefully it makes it like near impossible. So if you're like going into somebody's fortress, like it's like a suicide mission, like you have to be stealthy. It doesn't really give you any other option. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like, so what she just did wouldn't be acceptable on a hard. Or if you wanted to, it would just be that much harder. Also a little weird too, and I think this is obviously a gameplay. They're just trying to show off the game right now. They're not trying to be super sweaty. But if you shoot somebody and there's a whole group of people inside, I don't think they're just going to be chilling like this. Like, look how they're walking. Like, obviously they're looking around because they know she's somewhere. But, like, that person didn't even really react to any of that stuff. And like I said, most of this is probably because this is just trying to show gameplay footage. They'll probably have the bots, like, really dulled down or not even active. They might just do like auto responses and stuff like that. That's kind of typical in video games because you're just trying to show somebody like a vertical slice. You're really not trying to show them like how sweaty the gameplay is, or like you want it to be fluid. You don't want to have to restart a whole bunch of times or anything like that. So they're just kind of going through the motions to show you. Hopefully the AI is a little bit better and the enemies kind of descend upon you a little quicker. They might also be, like I said, playing on easy too, because like easy, the bots are really dumb. They don't target you. They just run around, do whatever. I could totally see that being the case.
They're headed for us. Oh, got the tooth. I should get out of here.
Okay, so it was just a local gang, I guess, that had the tooth. Oh, so she stunned him. That's kind of cool.
You think you can take me? Come on.
I like being able to pick up enemies' weapons. That's kind of cool.
We're going loud. Oh.
I wonder how many you can pick up, though. If it's, like, just specific ones, or if, like, you can... Anytime an enemy drops a weapon, you can pick it up and use it. Yeah, the landscape and the world building looks great, though. Honestly.
How can you tell?
They're trying to disassemble me.
Okay. I'm headed back to their boss now, alright? Just, try to stay in one piece. Here. Straight from the, second mouth.
Wow! Wakada wakada. She tosses it in the pile.
That's good, right?
Oh, yes. I love watching the wheels of commerce in motion.
Cool grenade launcher, yeah, for sure.
Oh, crap. Criff, it's hot, Nix.
Okay, so you get the laser turret. I imagine it's going to be the same thing for your speeder, your ship, your weapons, all that stuff. Yeah, you can see, like, health packs. And you know, I think this is a load screen right here of them going from land to air. But I honestly think it's done pretty well, you know. It gives you the UI on the side to make it seem like you're just going through the atmosphere, and then it'll load the new level, which is outer space. So I'm okay with that. See, and that just loaded the level. See how everything kind of clicked in? And as long as this plays kind of like Rogue Squadron did.
We'll have more exclusive looks at Star Wars
I love
Outlaws
that.
for you throughout July. And for everything
Okay.
else, stick with IGN.
So that was the first kind of 10 minutes. I don't know if there's going to be, I don't know if there's any other gameplay footage on that, but that's just what we kind of got so far. Let me scoot back over. Do you know how many different worlds you'll be able to travel to? Okay, so I think there's Tatooine, Kijimi, which is the one from Rise of Skywalker, and I know they have, I want to say Coruscant for some reason, but you know what? Let me look it up. I can look it up right now for you guys. How many worlds? I want to say it's like 4 or 5. I could be wrong on that. Worlds are in Star Wars Outlaws. Okay, all Star Wars Outlaws planets and locations revealed so far. At this time of writing, there's 5 planets. Well, 4 and a moon. Okay, so really 4 planets and then like a smaller map. But I wonder if it like tells you kind of what planets were. Okay, so it's a Tatooine, Tarasha moon. I don't really know like what that is. I guess that's the moon that they were talking about. Akiva, Kijimi, Cantobite. So we're getting 2 sequel era planets, probably just to tie stuff in and all that stuff. I actually kind of liked Kijimi. I liked the snow element, and like I thought the design was really cool. And then Cantobite, we really didn't get anything from Cantobite in the movies. Like it was just kind of like a glimpse. So it'd be cool to maybe be able to go play like poker there, or bet on like the horse races or something like that. That'd be kind of fun. It feels like it makes sense for like crime syndicates. It feels very crime syndicate area. And then, so this Akiva is a jungle planet, apparently. Known for its droid factories. It's possibly that your robotic partner, ND5, has their own origins there. Okay. So apparently Akiva, Akiva, that is going to be like a jungle planet that has droid maintenance on it and like droid manufacturing. Which will be kind of cool. And then I want to say there was like another planet though that was like going to be like the main, because Tatooine's not the main, like the main hub. Maybe it's yeah, because it's this planet right here, but I don't know exactly what they're going to do with it. But yeah, as far as we got basically 4 worlds and then 1 kind of moon, which will probably be a smaller area that just really is there for like a pivotal story element, kind of like how in Jedi Survivor, I'm trying to think of that moon that you go to. There's like a moon that you travel to through like the beam or whatever, and it's just like a little small kind of area. I imagine it'll probably be something very similar to that, but yeah, honestly, I don't know. I mean, nothing really excited me about that trailer that I just saw. I know a lot of people just got invited out to see, like, play it for like a couple hours. And from what I've heard is they didn't really get to play a lot. From like what I've seen, they didn't get to play a lot. It was a lot of cutscenes and movies, which are not, yeah, just cutscenes, not movies. But the gameplay, they didn't get to experience a lot of gameplay, which kind of worries me. I love cutscenes, but I think they should be done tastefully. Like, show me the gameplay, show me the world, show me how the wanted level works, and how, like, is it a wanted level for they're separate ones? Because there's supposed to be, like, all these different types of syndicates. You got Crimson Dawn, and some of these ones that are kind of unknown. I think there's another, I know you got the Pikes. I don't think they mentioned Black Sun, but I don't see why they wouldn't be in the game. But is there a wanted level for each one? And so, like, if so, like, what does that entail? Just because we get in Solo that Dryden Voss was like, oh, the Empire doesn't send a group of enforcers after you if you're wanted. And I wonder how they're going to kind of go along. I get that's just one line in one movie, so they could do whatever they want to with it. But it would be interesting to see, like, how each syndicate kind of tackles going after you, and if there's, like, a different kind of spectrum for it. Perhaps each planet is the HQ for each of the factions. Huts on Tatooine. Yeah, that could totally be it. And I think that's probably right. But I don't know, what is Crimson Dawn? Let me look that up real quick and see. Crimson Dawn. I don't remember what, like, planet they're based off of in the public face of the syndicate during the reign of the Empire. Was Dryden Voss was the face of it. Organization, subgroup headquarters, First Light Dathomir. It says Dathomir, I guess, because that's Maul. Crimson Dawn, regional outpost. Okay, so I guess they had kind of stuff everywhere. There wasn't, like, a specific location for them. Trying to see if any of the Vandor, Savareen, the Outer Rim, Jakara, Cantonica. So I don't know. Maybe we won't see them. Maybe they'll just kind of pop in here and there. I know we've already got that Kira's going to be in there, at least in some sort of fashion, because at this time Maul would be dead. Maul would be dead for a while now too, because Maul dies right before A New Hope, or not right before A New Hope, but he dies like several years before A New Hope, and then this takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, because Han Solo's frozen in carbonite in one of the trailers. So she's going to be ahead of it for a while now. Let's see, you guys are popping off in the chat. Let me catch back up with you real quick. Tardaria is what we really need. Give the fans what they really want. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is Tardaria a planet that we really want to see at all the other? I mean, I guess we haven't really seen it other than that one Clone Wars episode, or a couple Clone Wars episodes, I guess, because they go back to Tardaria a lot. But the first Clone Wars episode with Yoda and the clones, we get Tardaria, and then I know Savage goes to capture King Katunko, and we get to see a little bit of it then. But I think that's my only knowledge of Tardaria. I know you're probably joking a little bit on that one, but yeah, definitely new planets, man. I'm down to see some new stuff. Canto Bight and Kijimi, we didn't really get to see a whole bunch of, just glimpses of, so that's kind of like new planets, but I get it. They are sequel planets, and for people who aren't really crazy about the sequels, it's not really the most relieving thing to see, is going back to and revisiting those type of areas, even though they're, I would say, how long is, probably like 50, 60 years apart, because you got Empire to Return of the Jedi, and then like 30, 40 years go by before like the First Order happens or anything like that. So yeah, probably like 30, 40, maybe even like 50 years after. So that'd be kind of wild. But also, what's going on, Percy? Appreciate you stopping in and saying, hey, I didn't say hello to you. Mind tricks don't work. Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money. Maul and his homies fell back to Ord Mantell, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so it's Ord Mantell. Yeah, it doesn't say that on the wiki for some reason, but that does sound correct. I mean, I don't know. Star Wars Wikipedia is not always 100% straight shooter, but yeah. Oh, E. Clark. Now you have my attention. Yeah, so I don't. It's probably not going to be voiced by Emily Clark, but it'd be cool to see her in the game because I know we see her. She like faces off against Vader in the comics a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that's all we kind of see of her because we haven't got any Crimson Dawn like lore or shows or anything like that. But Kira probably still planning her overthrow to kill the Emperor. See, I don't think so. I don't know if she'd want like that much control. I mean, maybe if it was possible she'd want that, but I think, I mean, we don't really know because like I haven't read the comics or anything like that. But I don't know what her like overall goals are other than like running Crimson Dawn, you know? So maybe you guys have a little bit more knowledge from reading the comics and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. You know, Star Wars Outlaws is definitely something that's it's definitely interesting. You know, I'm getting it day one, and we're gonna play it on the channel because I know there's a lot of people who are kind of skeptical of it. They don't know if they want to spend the $70 or whatever. Which that's actually something we can go into right now. But I wanted to bring up. Let me show the display again. So I don't know. It might be hard. I might just pull it up over everything so you guys can see it a little bit better, and then you can kind of just hear me narrate over it. So the main controversy I've seen with this whole Star Wars Outlaws thing is these tier lists that they're dropping on us. So for the standard edition, you get the base game, pre-order bonus, which I'm pretty sure the pre-order bonus is just like you get skins for K-Vess and then you get skins for the ship and the speeder. And I think that's what the pre-order bonus entails. So that's just the baseline at $70. That's what you get. Then if you move up to the gold pass, which is quite a bit more, it's going from 70 to 110, and you really only get the season pass and a 3-day exclusive access to it, like 3 days early. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I think they're just trying to capitalize on people's FOMO. And I'm like, bro, I'll wait the 3 days. It's okay. Season pass, we'll see how much love this game actually gets. I would hate to buy it for 110, get a season pass, and then it not really have very much. I know they have it's like Jabba's Gambit and then another mission, but I don't know. If the game's good, I'll just buy those DLCs later on down the line. They're gonna have them available eventually if they don't have them right out the gate. But jumping from 110 to 130, you're gonna get the base game, pre-order bonus, 3-day early access, season pass, Rogue Infiltrator bundle, the Sabacc Shark bundle. Okay, so maybe let's see. Rogue Infiltrator bundle includes K, Nix, Speeder. Okay, so maybe let's see what the pre-order, because that's what I thought the pre-order bonus was. Pre-order bonus, receive the Kessel Run bonus pack, including cosmetic pack to your Speeder, cosmetic pack to your Trailblazer. Okay, so you only get a ship and a Speeder cosmetic for that. And that basically comes at every tier. Then you get the Rogue Infiltrator, which I'm guessing it upgrades everything. So you get it for K, you get it for Nix, you get it for the Speeder and the ship. So that's what I thought the pre-order bonus was. And then let's see what the Sabacc one is. The Sabacc Shark bundle includes cosmetics for K and her blaster, Nix, the Speeder. Okay, so they're basically just cosmetic bundles that, I'm sorry, I don't care. I don't care about cosmetics, and I'm sure as hell not going to jump from $70 to $130 before tax, mind you, for a couple skins in the game that I don't even know if I'm 100% on the game about, And then we get the digital art book, which I could see maybe $130 if it was an actual physical book. But we live in the day and age of technology, right? So that somebody's going to pay that $130. In fact, I know somebody who paid the $137 to get the book. And all it is it's gonna be a PDF file that I can have them send me. So do I really need to spend the 130 when you can probably torrent and pirate the digital art book somewhere down the line? Like I said, it's just the value for me personally, and the ultimate and the two ultimate editions. It's just not there for me. And like the price, you're doing $70 to 130. It's just, I don't know. It's not there. And then the ultimate edition, you get day one access with like, it's like basically a subscription service, so you get to play all their games. They're trying to pull you into their network, right? Like that's essentially what the gist of it is. But let's even get rid of this one and just see these three. Like the value for me personally just isn't there. You know, like I'm fine. I'm fine with the bumping up. I know a lot of people have problems with the $70 mark. Being somebody who's in the game design industry, games have gotten way more expensive over the years. They've gotten better graphically, mechanically, all that stuff, and they really haven't gone up since like the 90s. Most games were $50 to $60 throughout most of the 90s, early 2000s, and now the $70 price point really doesn't bug me all that much. But I know for some people who aren't as like sweaty into video games and maybe just be casual picking stuff up, I can see how $70 is, man, that's almost $100. That's, that's a lot when you got to factor in, rent, groceries, all this other stuff, all real life stuff, so I totally get that as well. But I don't know, the gold edition and the ultimate edition don't really give me enough. Like really for what? Let's see here. I'm going to do math on my calculator because I don't like doing math in my head. It hurts my head. So we get $70 minus 110. So for $40 extra without tax, mind you, we're just going straight off. For $40 extra, you get 3 days early and you get a season pass, which gives you Jabba's Gambit and the Kessel Run character pack. So you're going to get probably some like solo style type stuff. And this is really all you're getting for $40 more. I don't know. That's, to me, that's just not okay. And also the fact that they already have Jabba's Gambit, like, yeah, it sucks that you're not going to get that day one. I guarantee you it's 1 or 2 missions, maybe an hour or 2 at most. So for $40, yeah, I don't know. That's not me. That's not really. And then let's go to, we got 130. So for $60 more, you get the Ultimate Edition, and you get 2 more character pack skins, the missions, and a digital art book. Now, like I said, for $60 extra, if they were to give you a physical, like really cool looking, like maybe even like the front cover is raised, right? You get like a little Star Wars Outlaws, Explore the Galaxy or something like that. Like, well, a lot of these concept art books, I'd spend $60 all day long for that. It would just be worth it for me. All this other stuff, I don't really, like I said, I don't really have super bad FOMO. I can wait 3 days to play the game. Like that doesn't really, the character skins and stuff like that stuff's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I've always been the type of person who, I don't buy skins or really dump money into video games unless I really love the game, and I gotta play it first because I don't care how much video game footage we see on YouTube, how many streamers talk about it, until I physically have the controller in my hand and I'm playing the game day one, I can't tell you that I'm gonna spend money on it. So for $60 extra, the price just isn't there. And to be honest with you, I don't really give a crap about Ubisoft Plus. Like, yeah, you get all that for $17 a month, and that's kind of how they rope you in. It'll probably be a fixed rate where you have to at least have like 1 to 3 months to get this bundle. I don't know. You know what? Let's see. Let's see what the if you have to like have like a certain number of. No, okay, so I guess it's just $17.99 a month. They want to get you on that subscription. Everybody's trying to get the subscriptions from you right now, streaming services, all that stuff. So at least it's not that, like, they're not tying you down into like a 3-month commitment. It's month to month. So I guess, you know, if you're a big Ubisoft fan, oh, and I can't go. Can I not go back? Okay, no, I can. I guess if you're a big Ubisoft fan, that might be something that's advantageous for you to get. But I don't know. For me, I play all my games on Steam, or I play it on my PS5. Like, it's either one or the other. So I don't know with that. But let me go back to the chat and talk with you guys. And I see a couple of messages, and I want to get to y'all's comments and all that. So Percy says Maul's main base is with Mother Talzin on Dathomir, but his super syndicate went to war with the Separatists defending Ord Mantell on the Son of Dathomir comics. Okay, cool. So that's where it stems from. But do you know where they're based after all that? Because obviously at some point Maul dies right at the hands of Obi-Wan. Spoilers if you haven't seen Rebels, go watch that. It's an amazing episode. But he dies at the hand of Obi-Wan. Are they still on Ord Mantell, or does Kira move them? Because I don't know, I think that might be kind of cool, doing like an Ord Mantell mission or something like that for Kira. Because I'm guessing that the game, the way that they're showing it is like it's kind of rags to riches sort of story, where you don't really have any ships, you don't really have any blasters, any friends, and you're just like kind of like how Solo or Han was in Solo. You're kind of a scrum rat, you know, you're just working your way up the ranks and trying to stay out of as much trouble as possible with all the different syndicates. I've heard them talk about the syndicates are going to play kind of like this, where like if you're on a specific planet that's run by some vendors are going to be allied with syndicates, so you might get better deals if you're in good standing with that said syndicate, or if you're like wanted, they could like snitch on you essentially and like not give you good deals, refuse your service, not sell to you. So I do like that aspect of it. It kind of gives you a little bit more in-world feel with it. Standard edition all the way. Single player games need to have no single player game needs to have seasons. I completely agree with you. As far as like single player games go, I think the golden rule with single player games is you give the people the content. If they love it, great. Then you can. I'm fine with paying for DLCs. You know, $5, $10, even $30, well, however much you want to spend on the DLC, depending on how many hours it is. I'm cool with it. You want to charge for cosmetics, I get it. At the end of the day, they're a business. You know, yes, they make games, but their main goal is to make money, you know, over like an indie developer or something like that like really just wants to give you the best experience, the most bang for your buck. It's people like Ubisoft and Rockstar and all EA and all these companies, they're about making money first, and then the games kind of come second, just out of that's how business works. If you don't have any money, you can't run a business, then you can't make games. So I get it. But, you know, I think they could do it in a way where the reason why I think this feels so shady is because like they already have DLCs made, right? They already have Jabba's Gambit and whatever the other mission was already locked down. And they're like, hey, if you want to pay a little extra, you can play those right away. Instead of letting people enjoy the game, like how cool it would have been if you would have played the game and be like, hey, you know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks after the game's been released, hey, we have a new DLC for you. It's called Jabba's Gambit. You get to go run a mission with Jabba, you know, where he's like looking for new talent, and you're the one to go facilitate that. I think that would be a lot better than being like, hey, we have an Ultimate Edition where you can get an hour or two of extra missions that may or may not be cool. You don't know because you haven't played the game yet. And we're going to charge you 60 extra bucks for it, or 40 extra bucks for it. Like, I don't know. Pass. But no, I agree with you. Standard edition all the way. You do get a pre-order bonus, which is cool, which gives you a cosmetic pack for your speeder and the starship. So I'm okay with that, honestly. I can totally see this being a game that I play once all the way through and then never touch again. I love Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. Those games are the exact same way for me. I played them. Every now and again, if I'm getting a hankering for it, I'll go back and replay it. But I don't know. I have a feeling that Outlaws is going to be very similar to this, where I just play it through once. I'm like, okay, I got all the stuff that I need to get. Maybe if I want to go back and get some achievements, or if I really like it, I'll try to 100% it, depending on how well I like it. But yeah, definitely going to get the standard edition, and I recommend, hey, it's your money, do whatever you want to, but if you're looking to buy this game, I would honestly buy the standard edition. unless somebody's buying it for you, and then get whatever edition you want. But if you're spending your own money on it, get the standard edition, play it. All this stuff, all these cosmetics that they're offering, they even have like loopholes that I've seen where like, hey, this stuff may be sold separately at a later time. It always comes out later. Sometimes they even give it to you for free. And if this game dies, they're 100% going to give you all that content for free to try to bring people into the game. Ubisoft's known for doing that, especially games that don't do well. And if $70 is too rich for your blood, just wait. Because a lot of times, if the game tanks and it's not great, and you still want to get the experience though and play it, Ubisoft, after a few months, typically runs sales on games that don't do well. So if this game ends up being kind of a stinker, and you're worried about it possibly doing that, wait a few months and then pick it up for, $40, $50, something like that, instead of the 70. But Charlie's going, my God, I just looked at the price. Yeah, like I said, it's the standard edition. I think that's fair. You get 2 skins for the pre-order bonus, and you get the base game. Now, the one thing that I will say about this that also came up with people who were worried about owning like physical copies of the game is you are going to need a Ubisoft account, like a Ubisoft Plus account. So you'll have to sign into that from whatever system you're playing on, whether Xbox, PlayStation, or the it's not coming out on the Switch, or the PC. And you'll probably need the Ubisoft launcher, which is very annoying, especially if you're a Steam user. You know my pain. You know the Origins accounts and the Ubisoft accounts that are linked through Steam. They're such a hassle. Everybody wants, for some reason, their own startup kind of thing. And I'm like, why can't everything just be run through Steam, man? We don't care. I don't care about Origins. I don't care about Ubisoft Plus. Like, stop trying to give me stuff that, like, just let me play it through Steam, right? Like, just let me play it through Steam. But going back to the physical stuff is you don't physically own the game, because when you buy it, you download it, and I think about 50-60% of it is on the download, and then you get the second half of the download through the Ubisoft Plus like uplink, like browser thing. So even if you have a disc and you buy it, you still need the Ubisoft store to download the rest of it. And if you ever uninstall that game, and for some reason the Ubisoft store goes down, or they stop supporting the game or anything like that, it basically makes the game unplayable. So you don't physically own all the game 100%, because you need the Ubisoft setup to download, I think 40 to 50% of the game, which to me is kind of like, just make it to where I can download, like, there's enough disk space on the cartridge, or not cartridge, on the CD. I'm like super throwback, old days. On the CD, put it all on the CD, and leave it at that, man. If I'm downloading it through Steam, maybe I get that, but I don't know. I hate having to go through these other launchers. That's a big gripe with me, and that was a big thing with a lot of video game people, including myself, is that physicals are extremely important to me. I love having my video game collection. I have a huge one in my other room, from games from Xbox to PlayStation 2 to Xbox 360, all throughout the decades of me buying games. And I like having that. I like having the physicality. And I think it's important, because I do think there is a risk of, in the future, everything just going to digital. And I don't know, for me, that bugs the hell out of me. Maybe I'm the only one here. I don't think I am, but if that's the case, I don't know. Physicals are very important to me. I don't think the digital thing, it has its place, but it's not for me. That being said, I am downloading it on Steam. I think I'm gonna play it on Steam, but my plan is to download it on Steam just because it's easier to stream it, and then once the game drops to like $25, $30 a year or two from now, I'll go buy a physical one for $20 and just be able to put it on my shelf. So I have all the Star Wars games in my collection. Let's see, going back. Okay, the Stanleys. Because of the Assassin's Creed Japan game backlash, Ubisoft is probably trying to make as much money out of this game as possible. Yeah, I don't really know a whole bunch. Like I said, this month has been super wild with, con crunching and then doing back-to-back conventions. I've kind of been out of the loop on most stuff. Like, I just I see mostly through like little bits and bops that I watch on YouTube, and then also through thumbnails and stuff like that on YouTube. I know that they said that they were having a problem with one of the main characters being African American. And not the fact that he's African American, but it's a game set in feudal Japan, and they don't have a Japanese person represent. I know the chick is, but they don't have a Japanese person representing the culture and the ethnicity they picked, kind of like a samurai warrior. And I don't really know how he plays into history. I know there was an African American samurai in whatever period that they're doing this in. But it is kind of weird because we've been asking for like a ninja style, like Assassin's Creed game since Assassin's Creed has been out. And for them to finally give us one and then not really give us a ninja style character is kind of weird. I think the chick is supposed to be, I think he's more of like the brute character and she's more of like the ninja kind of like assassin. But it is a little weird that we're not getting that. But I don't have enough information to really, like, that's about all I can give you on that. Without doing more research on it with the backlash. But yeah, Ubisoft is kind of in a weird spot with a lot of their games. So we'll see kind of if this is just a cash grab or I know. See, and that's the thing that sucks. Ubisoft is the publisher, right? But there's a development team behind Outlaws. And from what I've watched, the development team seems to like they really care about the game. They really care about the world. They were trying to work close with Lucasfilm. So it's hard for me to kind of like talk trash or anything like that because I as a game dev myself, I know how painful it is to have stuff that's kind of out of your control because you're not the publisher, you're not promoting it, you're not doing the marketing other than like talking about the game. But I feel like the authenticity really comes out when they're talking about that stuff. So it's unfortunate that this game has the potential to like probably not do well because of like the pricing system and the not physically owning the game and all that. But I don't know. It's still too early to tell because like this game might come out and be like one of the best Star Wars games we've ever gotten. Do I think that's going to be the case? Probably not. But it does have the potential to do that or be, even if it's not the best game we've ever got, it could be higher on the ranks, you know. It really just depends on how much freedom we have. I know that there was a big problem with playing as Kay. A lot of people were like, not even the fact that it was a woman playing the role, but just like Star Wars fans have been asking to be able to create like a personalized character since like day one. And all we've gotten is Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Rogue Squadrons, and then the Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor games, which like all those characters are kind of set. And I think this game would have been a lot cooler and would have had a lot more brownie points with me as if you were a smuggler trying to make your name in the galaxy and you could just make whatever character if they had like a character creation at the beginning. I don't think that would have been too hard, and I think it would have played a little bit more into the dynamics of the game. Maybe even go so far as like not have the same level of details like Baldur's Gate does. But I feel like they're trying to add RPG elements to the game with like, oh, can I pay off the Empire? Can I be like, hey, screw you, I don't, and shoot them right there. I feel like that's kind of what I'm worried about the most, not really the gameplay and shooting people and all that stuff. It's kind of the RPG elements of the game I feel like are going to be half-baked. And so when you get in it, it's not really going to matter whether you pay off the Empire or say, hey, screw yourself, I'm keeping this money. The only thing that's really going to change is your wanted level, which does change the dynamic of the game. But I would like it to have like longer lasting effects. Like maybe you go into one cantina, like what you see in the first trailer that we ever got. She's talking to I want to say she's talking to a Mon Colin, if I remember correctly. And she's like, hey, you got to pay the tax, the Empire tax. Like if you were to shoot that character right then and there and say like, screw you, like maybe halfway through the mission or halfway through like all of the missions, like you're halfway through the game, maybe that comes back to bite you in the ass. Like you need to get out of a situation and like maybe one of the Imperial officers like getting ready to let you go and be like, hey, weren't you the person who just shot like my commander or whatever? And then it backfires on you. Like stuff like that has like actual impact could be cool, but I don't think we're going to get that in this game, which is kind of a bummer because like I feel like we always get these like a little taste of like RPG elements, which I'm like, you could just push it like one step further, and it wouldn't lose anybody. You know, it wouldn't like, because I think a lot of what these developers fear is that making the game too complex is going to turn off casual players. But I found in instances that it actually brings them in more to the world and makes them care more. And then you're also not pissing off people who are a little bit sweatier because they're actually getting a good experience of what they want. Let's see. Survivor is hard to replay, but Fallen Order, I love playing that game, and 100%. Yeah, like I said, both of them are great games. I really like them. I'm not crazy on... I've never been a fan of really Dark Souls. I have an appreciation for it, but it's just not my style of gameplay. And Fallen Order and Survivor are very much like that. Whereas I'm more of like a shoot 'em ups or like a hack and slash type of guy. Like I like Bounty Hunters or The Force Unleashed. Like those are the type of games. Maybe even like a little bit more like arcadey in a sense. But yeah, no, I feel you. Those games are definitely in the like top tiers of echelon of Star Wars games for sure. I wasn't trying to talk shit on them or anything like that because they do have their place, and I'm super excited to play the third game. I just meant more so as like, for me personally, the stories didn't hit as hard as they were good, but they didn't hit as hard as they could have, so the replayability isn't there because the story for me. Now, for instance, somebody like Sarah or Cal Westis, definitely go check out their YouTube channels if you haven't. But they love those games and they'll replay them, and that's awesome. Like I love it when people have their go-to. For me, that's like Force Unleashed or Battlefront 2 or the OG Battlefront 2, or like Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. I always go back to those because those are kind of like my bread and butter. But yeah, man, yeah. There's a different strokes, different folks. Everybody has their. That's the thing I love about gaming is like there's no one right way to play games. There's always gaming is about experimenting and finding what you like, what you don't like, trying something 100 different ways, and maybe it comes out differently one way than the other way, you know. I'm just going to watch the cutscenes for the game. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. But hey, I am going to be streaming it and doing long plays on my channel. So, Charlie, you can definitely hang out and watch it. Or watch when you guys play. Oh, I didn't even... I just skipped over the second message. But yeah, I'm going to be getting it day one. We'll see how day one goes. Because obviously I don't know... if it has the launch that Jedi Survivor has, the first 2 weeks are going to be pretty rocky with the game. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes playing it, and if it just needs more time, maybe we'll play something else, give it enough time for the updates, and then do a long play. But I've noticed typically the PC versions have a lot of problems out the gate. That's just kind of the standard with AAA games now, is that you launch the game whether it's ready or not. It has 100 different bugs in it, and for the first 2 weeks, it's really about just troubleshooting all those bugs and getting them done. It's kind of irritating that that's how video games work, but that's just kind of the norm now. So, let's see, where was I in the chat? Yusuke, there's a debate on whether he was a samurai or kind of a servant. Oh, okay, so like they don't know. Yeah, with that going forward. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't been a big Assassin's Creed fan since I think Black Flag was the last one that I actually really cared about. I like Origins, the one in Egypt. Didn't really care for the story. Just probably to me one of the most beautiful Assassin's Creed games like out there. The Egyptian setting is really cool. I like playing as Bayek, and I forget his wife's name, but you can kind of flop back and forth between those. I don't know. I just didn't really like the story for that one. Black Flag was kind of the last like story that I actually cared about, and even in Black Flag, I didn't really care about like the observatory or anything like that. It was just cool being a pirate and like going underwater and sailing the seas, raiding stuff, and doing all that. But yeah. After Black Flag, and they kind of took more of a... I was just praising RPG elements in other games, but they're trying to do it a little bit too much in the new Assassin's Creed games, and I'm not really a big fan of that. Like, the enemies level with you, the hidden blades are no longer one-hit kills anymore, we're branching off. I'm going on a tangent about Assassin's Creed because I actually really loved that franchise. But to be honest with you, I don't really care, because like I wasn't really gonna. I haven't played. I didn't play. I played a little bit of Odyssey, maybe like 30 minutes to an hour. Didn't really interest me. My girlfriend got Odyssey, and or not Odyssey. What's Valhalla? Sorry, the Viking one. Didn't really care for that one either. I didn't play Mirage, even though I know they were trying to go back to like the roots of Assassin's Creed. I'll pick it up for like $5 eventually. I don't really care about the franchise. It's kind of like the same thing with Halo for me. Whereas like after Reach, I just don't. I've heard good things about Halo 4. I've not heard great things about Halo 5, and by Halo Infinite, I don't know. I'm just kind of. I was ready to move on from the franchise a while ago. But let's see, what else are you saying? Ubisoft just deflects with the attacking of fans. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of standard with a lot of companies now. Is like they just deflect because a lot of it is just trolls being trolls, but a lot of it is, too. A lot of these companies are trying to be all inclusive, and there's nothing wrong with being all inclusive except when it's done to be kind of fake. When the companies really don't care about being all inclusive, they just want to do it to get the brownie points. That's when it kind of becomes a problem. And I'm not saying that Ubisoft is doing that, but if that's what it's looking like, I said, I don't have all the information on it, and I'm not a historian buff, so I don't really know about Yusuke. I think that's how you say his name, Yasuke, maybe, I don't know. I don't really have enough information about him. Perseus says, I was hoping for the syndicate system. I was hoping the syndicate system was going to be like the faction system in Fallout. I sure hope not, because I don't like the factions in Fallout 4. Maybe 3 in New Vegas. Totally down for that. Totally cool. I thought that was the weakest thing about Fallout 4, was the factions. I feel like they didn't do a very good job with that. But it would be cool to see how they kind of all work together and figure it out. I'm kind of hoping the wanted system works like Grand Theft Auto. Maybe not as much Red Dead Redemption, because I felt like there wasn't really any big stakes in Red Dead. Like the new one, Red Dead, I love that game. Definitely my top 5 games of all time. But the wanted system was kind of janky, and I hope that that's not how they're taking it. I hope it's more like Grand Theft Auto, where they're like hunting you down. Like if you... Like that starts off maybe by putting up a couple flyers, holograms, and then like at like level 5 stars or level 5 whatever they give you, you're being like hunted by like bounty hunters. And that's another thing too, is I saw one of the bounty hunters in the game. It's just a random bounty hunter. Like we have no inference. Like we have like I getting like new characters in there and creating new stuff. But like, let's use some bounty hunters that we've already seen before. Like, what's Dengar doing? What's Bosk doing? I think Aura Singh by this point's dead, so we can't use Aura Singh. But there's so many different... What's Boba doing? Like, that would be awesome if, like, maybe you're outlawed by all the syndicates and they send Boba Fett after you and there's, like, no way to kill him. Like, you can, like, doesn't matter how many upgrades you have, doesn't matter anything. Like, if they send Boba Fett after you, you're dead. And I think that would be a really cool... Like, there's a no-win situation, so, like, you could try to fight him off and do all that stuff if you wanted to, but you're like, oh, man, I'm getting outlawed by all these syndicates. Maybe I need to chill out and, like, lose my wanted level a little bit, or else they're going to send Boba Fett after me, and then I'm done. I think that would be kind of cool. I think it is Percy at least similar. I think it is Percy at least similar. Okay, cool. I'm struggling to read you guys' comments tonight. I don't know what's going on with me. But yeah, we'll see on the factions. We don't really know. Like I said, I know that the factions deal with like a lot of shopkeepers and like a lot of the interactions you can do. Like they're aligned with like whatever syndicates are being thrown your way. But that's really all I've heard. Like I don't know how much more past that is going to be. And that's the thing is like I feel like this game's gonna have a lot of cool stuff, but it's all gonna be surface level. And I just I get it. It's a AAA game. They got a lot to work on, a lot to do, but just take it like that next step. I get it. You want to appeal to as many people as possible, get the most amount of dollars, most bang for your buck. but just take it that like one step further, like just that one extra step, you know. And I feel like it could be really well. Charlie, there was a real samurai. His name was the Daywalker. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, like I said, as far as like the Ubisoft thing goes, like Assassin's Creed is kind of a dead franchise. It died a long time ago, in my opinion. So I don't know. I don't really care. You know, I don't really like the RPG elements that they stuck in Assassin's Creed. I don't think it vibes very well. I mean, some people love it because they love RPGs, but I kind of like games like I'm trying to think of it, like Fallout, for instance. Fallout's a good one where there's a lot of action. There's a lot of like shooting and kind of arcadiness, and it has like a slice of RPG. If it's just a full RPG, then it kind of loses me a little bit, because then there's too much strategy that's involved, and I say you're thinking too much. It makes me sound like I'm not an intellectual, but you're thinking, you're not focused on having fun. You're focused on what's the best next move, and I don't really like that in gaming. I kind of just want to have fun and blow stuff up and kind of arcade style. So, you know, I like mostly like hack and slash shoot 'em ups with like a touch of RPG elements, and I think that Baldur's Gate does a really good job of doing that. They're just turn based, which I'm not a big fan of, but I like the depth that it kind of gives you. And I'm not even saying that Outlaws has to do that, but it could just push it a little bit further than just picking yes or no, and then it not really having any correlation with the rest of the game. Like that scene where you're talking to the Imperial soldier, I guarantee you that really only probably changes your wanted level, which does change the game, but it doesn't change the course of like the story. I would like elements where like you screw over somebody in one town, you move to the next town, and that was like the town's wizard. So now the whole town hates you. They won't sell anything to you, and you're like, oh man, I should have been nicer to the person behind. You know, like that kind of symbolism within it. And I don't think we're gonna get that with this game. I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't played it, but just from what I've seen, I think it's going to be a little bit more shallow, and that. AKA Wesley Snipes Blade movie. Sorry, I had to. Oh my god. Oh, you're funny. You're funny. But yeah, I think that's about it. We're already at an hour and 7 minutes. A lot longer than I thought it was going to go. But yeah, I'm liking this PMP's DIN transmissions. I said PMPs. It's just DIN transmissions. But how'd you guys like the intro? I'll play it one more time for you guys because I don't know, I'm pretty excited about it. I spent a good like 2 or 3 hours trying to like tweak it and get it right. But yeah, let me play it again for you. Got to get the the OG Battlefront or Clone Wars font with the. It has like a little bit of the intro of Clone Wars and a little bit of the intro of the first Battlefront with the load-in map, but that one's just my favorite. It's just my favorite intro. Looks wizard. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you saying that. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing these. I like doing them, so I think we're gonna continue. My goal for this was to just do them in between shows, so we have Star Wars stuff, just nerdy stuff to talk about each week. But if I end up really grooving with this, we might continue doing them while the shows are going on too. And it might just be a thing till I decide I don't want to do these anymore. As every Thursday at 7:30, we'll be chit-chatting on a certain topic. Like I said, sometimes it could be video games. Sometimes it could be news. Heck, sometimes we could even do like an art piece. I don't know what I could do within. I want to try to keep them within an hour. But I don't know what art piece I could do within an hour. But maybe I could do something, you know, working on a helmet or sanding on a helmet and talking with you guys or something. But I appreciate you guys for hanging in with me and hanging out. And yeah, man, I'm excited. We're going to do, they just released, going to tomorrow, I'm going to be doing probably around like 5 or 6, doing a long play of Star Wars Bounty Hunters. So if you're interested in watching that game or you've never seen it, Spire just released I say a remaster. I'm going to say it's more of a re-release, to be honest with you, because I know they just used AI upscaling on the graphics and then tweaked some of the button layouts and maybe tweaked a few things here and there. I know they added a flashlight, and you can actually have like a Boba Fett skin in the game because you play as Jango Fett. It's like Jango Fett in between it's Jango Fett right before Attack of the Clones. So Count Dooku like tasks him with like doing all this stuff to make sure he's like the perfect specimen to be cloned, and that's kind of like the premise of the game. So we're gonna do a long play on that tomorrow and probably this weekend because I won't beat all of it tomorrow. But stay tuned for that. I'll type in the community tab when I'm actually gonna go live with that. I'm guessing around like 5 o'clock Central Standard Time PM, but it could be 6. It's either gonna be 5 or 6. So definitely check me out there and hang out and all that stuff. But yeah, it says there's about 4 or 5 of you in here right now. I appreciate all you guys. If you guys could hit like and subscribe and all that stuff, I'm pretty sure most of you guys who are in here already subscribed. But we're trying to hit the goal of 1,000 subs by the end of December. So I would appreciate it greatly if you're already subbed. Definitely share it with your friends or anybody who likes just nerdy stuff. We do a lot of cool nerdy content on the channel, or not. If you want to hit dislike and not sub or unsub, then that's your bag too, man. I'm just here to entertain. So whatever floats your boat. But yeah, you guys stay awesome. Charlie, you stay awesome. Percy, obviously, talking about the bounty hunter games. Yeah, it was super fun. It's just really janky. Like trying to play on I haven't played the GameCube version, but I have the PlayStation 2 version in my living room, I should say. I was saying in my living room. So I know that's kind of janky, and they fixed a lot of stuff with it. So I'm excited to play that tomorrow. So definitely tune in for that. And I'm glad you guys are having fun with the stream. That's the whole point of it. It's just like a weekly conversation with all the PMP's Den homies. So we're definitely going to be we're doing these a lot more. So thanks for watching, guys, and thank you for watching. And as always, may the force be